Alright everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1 23 Driver Career Mode with Ferrari, episode number 33 today for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix of Season 3, round number 1. If you missed the pre-season episode, I recommend you go and check that one out before seeing this one to get clued up on the changes to Season 3. But coming in this one then, we're looking to try and get a minor ERS upgrade put on the car ahead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We're also going to put a minor front downforce one as well, which will come in Australia. However, most of the focus is coming off circuit. Leclerc has come out in an article and says he was forced out Ferrari to make way for us. Obviously he's now at Alfa Romeo, which was the worst car on paper, but well, you'll see in a moment as well. But for Leclerc, this is a big change for him, from going from a team that's fighting for the championship to the team that's at the back. So yeah, well, you know, it's not our fault, you know, that we're here. Ferrari chose Sainz over Leclerc. It's up to Ferrari to ultimately decide on that matter. So yes, R&D wise though, we have closed the gap with that ERS upgrade to Red Bull on paper as well. Aston Martin have a slight advantage over Haas and McLaren. Mercedes and Alpine are still there. Williams have sort of spread away in Alfa Romeo. I've brought an upgrade to means that they are no longer bottom. So can Leclerc and Lawson you know, prevent some L's for Alfa Romeo? We'll have to wait and see about that. But into qualifying then. This track, I don't know what it is, but some of the tracks that were good for me on F1 22 aren't quite so good for me on F1 23 for some reason, and this is one of them. But we're going to start with qualifying, and well, the start of it, Sainz's lap was ruined because Esteban Ocon decided to go down the inside. This is from qualifying, not the race. Yeah. Anyway, first lap put us P9, 26.4, which I didn't actually think is too bad, you know. I think we're at that point where the AI start being, I don't know, we'll have to test this out further, but they might be at that point where they start becoming, have their super duper qualifying pace and be half a second slow in the race. But yes, enough about that as we go through this section. I can never do these corners well. I'm always fast through the final sector here. Again, that corner, you'll see me go wide in the race there. It's just a thing that happens. We're tenthing a bit up on Leclerc as well, so yeah, it's important we get ahead of Leclerc, who's just posted a faster time than us. Can we get it? Hopefully we can get well inside the top 10. We should be able to get well inside the top 10, but we'll have to wait and see about that. We're tenthing a bit up on our previous best time. We'll make that 8 tenths. We lose a bit of time coming through this second DRS zone, which I've always found really no one ever makes an overtake there. It's all the precursor to this bit, the third DRS zone, as we come down to the final corner, only a tenth of a bit up, which is not that great. You know, we want to be at least half a second up. There's a McLaren, I think it's Lando Norris, he's in the way. We've been impeded in qualifying. He's going to squeeze us to the wall. What are you having a laugh? Yeah, I think we lost. We would have gained more time there, I think. Maybe a tenth could have put us P10. I mean, Verstappen's down in P11. Our teammate takes pole, but it was Lando Norris in P4 who should, in my view, got a penalty. But let me know what you think in the comments below about this. Zhou Guanyu as well, and Yuki Tsunoda. Shout outs to those two. I know Aston Martin now have a Honda engine in the back, but you know, that's a much improvement as De Vries's last. So contrasting fortunes there for Aston Martin. We'll see what we can do. Time for the race.
Months of rumour and speculation all comes to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. So let's take a look at a topographical map of the Jeddah Street circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Zhou, Norris, Ocon, Perez, Bottas, Russell, Hülkenberg, Gasly, Verstappen, Phoenix, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Liam Lawson, Albon, Stroll, Magnussen, De Vries and Logan Sargent. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. I'm joined by Anthony Davidson at the start of a new season, and it is a clean slate. Absolutely anything is possible right now.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So starting slightly further down that I'd like. Now race strategy, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that great. Race strategy, we're going to pick mediums because I'm worried about tyre wear. I've not raced this Ferrari at all in as well. You know, there's a few medium runners there as well. Mediums gives us the option to go to hards as well. So we'll see what we can do then. 12th on the grid. 5 red lights for the first time in a Ferrari, and away we go. And it's an okay start. Verstappen having a good start there. Mercedes of Russell not so, but we're going to have it down the inside of Russell. Can we go around the outside to turn 2? There's a bit of contact there. No, Russell swaps across, as does Verstappen, and we retain P12, but that's it. As well, Zhou and Norris, you know, the front two of Tsunoda and Tsunoda and Sainz breaking away as Norris gets past Zhou, so the Haas might be showing its true pace there, but we'll see if it can come back. We're going to try and get past Max Verstappen on the inside turn 1. We need to try and get past this lot while they're still fighting as well, because I don't quite have the pace today, I don't think. Yeah, here's a replay of this. You know, it was almost you know, look, excuse me, a double dive on, but it's only a single one there. Verstappen eventually gave us the room. Now we're trying to get past Russell, but we've got to be mindful of Verstappen. He is the reigning world champion after all. He's having a sniff at the exit of that carousel section, but not doing there, and that's going to leave him vulnerable. Maybe the Ford engine is being exposed already, because there is Charles Leclerc in the Alfa Romeo having to go around the outside, but can't get the move done. On Verstappen, and he has to stay down in the P13. We're looking to make a bit more moves into the top 10 maybe. First up though is George Russell for 10th place down the inside. It's a simple move up to P10 as well. Now we're just going to try and sweep through this lot as quickly as possible. It's a 3 wide there at turn 1 between Zhou, Norris and Sergio Perez. Zhou loses out, but Norris and Perez are through. As well, Perez needs to make the most of those soft tyres, as does Verstappen. Although is that smoke? It is. On Ford debut, Red Bull, Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion, is out on lap 3. So yeah, well, he's lost less than he did in Las Vegas as well. So that's already annoying for Verstappen. It's just double dive on Hülkenberg and Bottas. Double dive bomb there as well. The car just did not want to stop there. We just sent it like there was no tomorrow. We need to get past this lot as soon as possible. The sooner we get to the end of this train, the better, because then we can sort of try and break DRS. As Zhou's coming back at Norris as well, down the inside the carousel section. I think Norris has just got enough momentum on that outside to be able to keep that position, as well as we're now up to the 2 Alpines who are having a good time of it. Down the inside of Gasly, no, Gasly cuts across, almost so close to taking the front wing off there as well. And now we're going to try and get past Gasly again He's going to take the outside, so we're going to go through the door, through the gap, down the inside here, and up to P7, as well as Norris now. It's looking a bit slow. Ocon, have a look at him. Meanwhile, up at the front, Tsunoda has got past Sainz, but they are trading places with DRS. Perez is closing in as well. So this could become a three-way battle for the lead between Sainz, Perez and Tsunoda. As well, 3 different constructors there. We're trying to get past now Zhou Guanyu, and Lando Norris is still going hammer and tong at it. We're going to go round the outside with DRS of Zhou Guanyu, and well, we pinch Zhou slightly to the curb. He has the inside, can't get the traction down, up to P6. So we're making good progress. You know, we got. I think if the tyre wear holds out, we've got the best tyres to come in for some of the softs. We might just extend it anyway, even if we've got a bit of tough tyre wear, to try and make it, see what we can do. But yeah, in the 6 laps, we're already in phase 2 of the tyres, which is beyond 25%. So the tyre wear for the Ferrari is diabolical, and that's even with upgrades. So this is unworkable for me. I'm going to need to mod this tyre wear because it is just not on. You know, no way should we be having this amount of tyre wear with loads of tyre wear upgrades on the car as well. You know, Sainz I think is doing a 1-stop from medium to hard. No, you know, we're not able to compete against everyone else by having this much tyre wear. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. As we got past Ocon when, defending against Ocon, we'll now look at Zhou Guanyu up to down the inside up to P5. Well, P5 looks the maximum at the moment because Norris has gone off up the road, unable to cut. I think the tyre wear is really kicking in now, and Norris has been able to stretch his legs while we've been fighting to fend against Zhou and Ocon. Thank goodness we didn't start on the softs because they would be done by now. You know. But yes, lap 11, a few people have made their start to make the stops. Zhou's the first one for Haas. Haas have got worse tyre wear. Ferrari is the worst. Yeah, I just think that the tyre wear issues they've had with the performance is spread into career mode, and we need. I'm not entirely sure if the tyre wear upgrades are applying correctly as well. So yeah, I need to feel about that. Gasly's gone past now with DRS. I suspect his tyres are a lot better than ours as well. So I need to do some testing on this, by the way, which is why there's only 1 episode of career mode this week, and I also need to change the Ferrari because there has been an update to videos. We're going to get past Gasly pits anyway, as well as do Sainz and Perez. Sainz going on to hard tyres, you see there. Very few people actually going on to hard tyres there. Tsunoda actually has got a 2-second lead on Perez and Sainz, but Perez and Sainz have got the faster car on paper. Tsunoda will take the lead. Can they catch up? We'll have to wait and see about that. The softs will go on. We've got 10 laps on softs. I'm hoping that this tyre wear should be good. It was okay last season in the Alfa Romeo, so it should be okay in the. I'm hoping it's going to be okay, just as good in the Ferrari. We can use these softs. We're cutting horrible P14 behind Lance Stroll. This is not where we want to be. You know, that tyre wear was a lot like 50-60%, you know, almost 60% on all 4 tyres. It's not where we want to be. We're now going to try and use the pace down the inside of Stroll. A few hard runners here of De Vries, Stroll and Russell, but there's lots of medium runners up at the front. Which is my concern. You know, maybe a 2-stop would have been faster. As over replay, Stroll, I think he tried to keep level with it. It's just, oh no. Well, this has just got a lot more difficult because our DRS has failed. In typical Ferrari fashion, we can't have a comeback with this team because, well, there we go. You just saw there Zhou and Norris still battling, but the battle at the front, Tsunoda's lost his gap, and that is Sergio Perez ran the outside of Tsunoda at turn 1, and Perez takes the lead from Tsunoda, but it's not over yet. We've caught up to Russell and Leclerc, who are having a ding-dong. as I say, Russell not having the great start. You know, maybe his Mercedes career is under threat because he has not been great for about a season and a half now. You know, ever since the end of season 1, really hasn't won a race in ages. Well, we're trying to keep with these two, but having no DRS, you can see solid points up the road. The two, I think that's 2 McLarens actually, not just one, and the Haas car of Nico Hülkenberg. No, it is not 2. It's actually only 1 McLaren, excuse me. But you can see, if we had DRS, we would have been able to. I think we would have been past Russell already, and onto Leclerc down this straight, and then we would have been able to use save the ERS as well, because we're having to use ERS to counteract where everyone's got DRS as well. So yes, I'm not happy about this, about the car's performance. Some of it's the game's fault, some of it's Ferrari's fault. Yeah, we'll be looking. This has not been a great race, and I don't think we're going to score points because we've got no defence against DRS. DRS is so overpowered on this game; it's a joke. I've mentioned this before, time and time before. But Las Vegas, with that big long straight, I think especially showed up the game for having such poor DRS, and they haven't done anything to fix it, and they won't do. This is going to be like this until they decide to fix it. Possibly for F1 24, we're having to weave to try and keep Russell behind. Russell wants to keep P11. I don't know why. He should just yield and wait for my tyres to go off. As well, there's a bit of contact between myself and Russell. He's lost a bit of his front end plate. I think I've lost a bit of mine as well. As there's a bit of there, we force our way down the inside, a bit of circuit there. But as I say, just trying to get past. So watching. I think that's Piastri and the 2 Alpines. So Piastri, McLaren has jumped ahead there as well. So we'll jump to lap 24. Sainz has got back in front of Tsunoda, and now he's having a go at Perez. But Perez is pulling to one side, and that's plumes of smoke. So on Ford debuts, this has been a disaster for Ford, more than us. And he's going to fraud. We're going to fraud a point. Although, can we hold on? Because Nick de Vries in the Aston Martin is coming out of nowhere. He's closed us in. You can see 60% again on the fronts. This is disgusting tyre where we defend from De Vries on the hard tyres. But yeah, we're going to try weaving, not to celebrate, but to try and break some DRS. Yeah, that was a horrible, disastrous debut. And it's only P10. It's 1 point. I know what you're saying, every little helps. But, this is not where we should have been. We were P6 before we made our pit stops. The strategy sort of backfired. If we had less tyre wear, I think we would come out ahead of the likes of Leclerc and Russell. I really think. And then, we'd have lost positions because of the fresh tyre offset. But nevertheless, I think we could have got, I'm not saying we could have got ahead of Zhou. I think Zhou's tyres probably went off, and we probably could have been P5. Minimum, I think we could have got that back. But yeah, instead it's P10. It's one miserable point, and we're 25 seconds off our teammate. Yeah, work to be done, I think, with adjusting the tyre wear really. As well, and just having a look at that. Yeah, in terms of the drivers as the results, constructors though, we are 4 points ahead of Haas and 9 points ahead of Aston Martin, and Red Bull down at the bottom. AlphaTauri as well, although they finished at the bottom as well, although their car is the worst on paper. Their 2 drivers has been able to take that car to better heights. So yeah, apologies that was a bit of a disaster. I think there's a bit more work I need to do on the tyre wear, mod it and tone it down a bit, because that was just something else today. Having 60, it was 25% after 6 laps. That's like the tyre wear upgrades aren't even applying, which I suspect they're not properly. So I'm going to need to mod that to try and bring it in line with everyone else's tyre wear. A 2-stopper could have possibly saved us today, but Ferrari have been doing 2-stoppers all season. Maybe it's not applying for Ferrari. In terms of tyre wear upgrades, so I need to look into that as well. So yes, That, though, is where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, see plenty more F123 driver career mode videos as and when they come out. The next episode, as I said, will be out on next Monday, and hopefully next Monday, I should say. Hopefully, once I've got the tyre upgrades and made the adjustments to the Aston Martin and Ferrari liveries, because they have changed, obviously, as well. So yeah, until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.